in a good structure for this backswing, we can put the right hand on. So the key here, even from the setup, is that we're prepping this to happen. Hey golfers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss the role of the right arm in the backswing. Again, it's something I see day in and day out that people don't get quite right. There's a couple of things we want to make sure that we're doing correctly at setup. Talk about the right shoulder to get this right arm in the right position in the backswing in order to create a good downswing. So before we get into looking at that, if you could, and you haven't done so already, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know whereabouts in the world you're watching from, and let's get started. So how the right arm behaves in the backswing is absolutely critical. I think it was Lee Trevino, potentially Ben Hogan. It does sound like something Trevino would say, that he wishes he had 3 right arms because he appreciated the importance of the right arm and what it does in the golf swing. So it's really important that we get control of that. Okay, let's look at what the right arm should do in the backswing. We basically have the arm, yes, but a lot to do with the shoulder joint. Now, I covered in previous videos about internal rotation of the right shoulder and external rotation of the right shoulder. Now, there's a few things in setup we have to do to make sure that we can actually achieve that. I will discuss what I see golfers doing wrong in the setup to make this actually impossible. Okay, when we look at the right arm, I want you to think of it as I set up and take the club back. I want this shoulder working towards external rotation. So from here, right as the club comes away, this shoulder is now working this way to the point where the elbow is in front of my body. So what you typically find from a lot of golfers that don't get this right are the right arm will pull this way. Think of a lawnmower kind of pulling is the best analogy for it. The elbow working straight back. Now that elbow is trapped in behind. That gets to the top, and we'll see this position where it almost feels pinned. And I think a lot of times if you're somebody who's maybe practiced with something under your right armpit, can tend to have this because you get very confined and constricted in here. So right arm pulling is one of the motions that we'll see, and we don't want that. Right, you get to the top. Now this arm in the downswing has to get off your side. It fires off a whole manner of different problems. Okay, the other one that we'll see if this right arm's not behaving correctly is that in the backswing it stays very high in relation to this arm. It's another common one I see. Okay, and if you think about that, that's the shoulder too much internal on the backswing this way. All right, and then really difficult to get to the top in a good position from that. You'll typically find those guys get to the top with a big separation between the 2 elbows. Okay, so those are a couple of things to watch out for. If you video your swing, you can check it and see which one of those you are. But ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the correct role of the right arm and give you some things to help get you there. Okay, so as discussed, external shoulder rotation with the trail shoulder, the right shoulder. Okay, now if I set up, a couple of things I want you to check, right? Number 1, this is so common for golfers who are right-handed, typically get very dominant with the right hand. Okay, so 2 things I want you to check. 1, make sure your hand isn't too far over the grip. This can make it very difficult to get that right arm to behave correctly. The other one, usually go hand in hand with that, is watch as I kind of reach down, because the right hand has to go further down the club. We can reach this way, and a lot of golfers tend to get very dominant with this to kind of pull that shoulder into internal rotation, and you'll see from here that my right arm is very much in front of my left. If you look here, where this would be a better one. Okay, so as I'm making that move, I'm trying hard to get this arm this way. So we have what's called an elbow pit, same as an armpit, elbow pit. Okay, and I'm giving my palm this way. Okay, and what we're going to do is from here, take our forearm, bring our hand around, right? Don't move this, so we're not going that way. We're going, forearm is the only thing moving there. Okay, that's us in a good structure for this backswing, we can put the right hand on. So the key here, even from the setup, is that we're prepping this to happen, okay? So here, you can do it this way, and just isolate that forearm and turn the hand onto the grip. See how that's kept my elbow pit facing towards the camera or away from me here. And what I like as well is having a fraction of a bend in this arm, so it's not locked out straight, because remember, that's going to be so difficult now for us to try and maneuver that arm into the correct position at the top. So here, turn, place it on. From there you should be able to see my left arm, my right is kind of tucked or slightly bent in there, okay? Now, cool thing is, I'm going to get to a drill in a second to try and get this arm in a better position for you, but please make sure you get the setup correct first, because if we don't have that, be it the hand too far over, right side too dominant, this has to be correct for us to be able to train this right arm correctly in the backswing. So here, turn the hand around, keep it, and then just hit some shots like that first. That way, okay? So let's get into the actual motion or a drill that's going to get this elbow in the right position, the shoulder behaving correctly, and start hitting some shots from a new position so we're not tucked here or separating the elbows too much. So the drill I want you to do to get this right arm behaving correctly before we start hitting some shots is I want you to set up in front. You don't need a club for this. I want you to set up as if you're setting up to a golf ball and take your right arm up in front of you. I'm making a 90-degree angle, kind of what we want at the top of the backswing. So a 90-degree angle. I'm going to bring this arm in, again, 90 degrees. I'm going to place the back of my left hand on the outside of my right kind of bicep here. Okay, so there, keeping that 90. And as I make this motion of turning my shoulders to 90 degrees, I'm actively trying to pull this arm that way, remember, external rotation. So I'm actually consciously pulling this arm this way and letting the hand drop back, okay? So here, up in front, and obviously if the arm was internally rotated, you can't bend at 90. You have to be elbow pit, kind of like a bicep curl. So we're bringing that up here in front of us. You can fix the hand like we did. Grab the outside, and we're going to turn our shoulders, actively pull this elbow in and let that hand drop back. So dramatically different from someone who would get to the top with elbows separated, flying right elbow, or elbow tucked in here. Okay, so one more time. There, turn, pull, and you'll feel the stretch in here. If you do need a stretch to try and, you know, a lot of people are tight in that area, sitting at a desk all day, can't quite do that. Here's a good drill for you. Grab the club, just more of a stretch. Be careful with it, don't hurt yourself. Right, so we're going to grab the face of the club here. It's tricky to get, you have to watch this a couple times. I'm running that down the back of my arm, and I'm just going to stand here and gently pull this way. Okay, so you can see I'm stretching out that muscle. Be gentle, don't yank it back. Next thing you know, you're blaming me because you're in hospital with a sore shoulder. All right, but ultimately, right, really, really important drill. Get this here, here, and that'll get us to the top. Now what you're going to do is try and feel that in a golf swing. Okay, no ball yet, but we're going to try and feel that in a golf swing. Set up, elbow pit, away, turn the hand, build the grip. Now we're in that position. Right arm is ready to behave correctly. Here, now get the feeling of getting to the top, kind of like your drill. This is pulling in, that's falling back. Here I'm trying to squeeze that in. Okay, and I will do actually further videos on this in the downswing, because believe it or not, in the downswing you want a lot more of this to happen so the elbow can get in front I'll not get on a tangent, that's for another video. But let's get here. Get that feeling that way, not here, not here, in front of the body. Okay, once you feel it, start hitting some slow shots. It's really going to help you. Elbow pit away, right arm. Better in the backswing. Let's see what that. Decent. Okay, so listen guys, I just wanted to make this video. It is really important. It's something I see a lot of, and I think it will really help you out if you follow this process and understand the role of your right arm. Like most things, you fix something in the backswing, it'll have you do it correctly, it'll have a positive impact on your downswing and ultimately your golf shot. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys soon.